Hello students, so you had your second model exam for CUET and we have another set of questions on the board and we will discuss it one by one, and you might have scored good marks, but then you need to know where you have gone wrong. Okay, so let us start with the first set of questions where we have errors to be found, and you have to choose a part where the sentence has gone wrong. Okay, and in case if the sentence is absolutely correct, there is no error, you can choose the last option, that means no error, that is option number D. Okay, so once again let me tell you, in case if there is no error in the sentence, you have to choose the last option, or else you have to choose the part which has gone wrong. Okay, so along with telling you the correct answer, I'll be telling you where you have gone wrong or which part and why has it gone wrong. Okay, so here we have the first three questions based on that. The first statement is like this: the students could not understand why the teacher was angry upon them. So definitely it's visible, right? So you know where it, of course there is an error and you know where it has gone wrong. Okay, so when you read the sentence, sometimes automatically the things would come to you and you will find it out where the part has gone wrong. See, the students could not understand, that part is of course right, why the teacher was angry upon them. Something is wrong with that last part, angry upon them. See, when you are furious like regarding something or someone, you, especially when we use the term, the word angry not upon them but with them. Okay, so here it's written here as upon which has gone wrong, and you need to choose the option like it should be angry with. So if you correct it or if you substitute the word upon with the word with, it would be correct. So the part which has gone wrong is this one, angry upon them. Okay, that part has gone wrong. All right, so C part has gone wrong. Now the second statement, let us see if it is right or wrong. This book is quite different than the previous one. This book is quite different than the previous one. We can use, okay, if I say this book is better than, it would have been the correct option, right? With the word better, we can choose than as a preposition. But when you have a like item, and like it's not that you're comparing it and you say that okay, it's extremely different. So different from another one, another item, different from. So with the word different, it's not than used, but you have to choose the word, or you have to substitute it with the word from. Okay, so this book is quite different from the previous one, not different than the. If you use the word better, it would have been correct with than, but since it is different, this preposition has gone wrong. It's not than, but it should have been from. Okay, now this is a correct statement. With this correction done, this book is quite different from the previous one. Okay, so this part has gone wrong. B part has gone wrong. Okay. Now third statement, that day when they brought her back for the last time, there was many old timers who were shocked and fearful. Okay, so this is very much visible. See, that day when they brought her back for the last time, no error. There was many old timers. See, this word, this phrase old timers actually is a plural, isn't it? So when you have plural, this should be there were many old timers, not there was many old timers. So it should be there were. With this plural, it should be were. Okay, so if you delete the word, or if you rub this off and if you substitute it with where, it would become a correct sentence. Okay, so here also the statement has gone wrong. It's not free of errors. So this statement, the second one, there was many old timers, that part has gone wrong. So the first set of questions, all the three questions had error, and I told you how to correct it. Okay, actually your task is just to find out the mistake. You need not worry about the correction, but you should know the rules with which you will get the correct answer. So that's why I'm just telling you how to correct it. Okay, So these are the errors in the first three statements. That was the first set of questions given on the board. Now we have in the following questions, a part of sentence is printed in underline. Below are given alternatives. Okay, so no underline is given actually. Below are given alternatives to the underlined part which may improve the sentence. Okay, and if there is no improvement, just like in the previous exercise, if there is no error, you chose the you were asked to choose the word no error, and here if there is no improvement required, you can just choose the word no improvement. Okay, so even if it's not underlined, but still we will find it out. No sooner had she heard the news. I'll tell you which part has gone wrong. Actually, it is a wrong statement. See, yeah, not wrong, but yeah, you have to complete it. No sooner had she heard the news when she fainted. Actually, this part is underlined, and this part should be substituted with one of the options, and in case if no improvement is required, you have to choose the last one. Okay, so let us see the statement again. No sooner had she heard the news when she fainted. See, there are certain rules connected, just like unless. Okay, you should, unless you work hard, you will fail. Unless you work hard, you will fail. Okay, so with unless in a statement, the second part of the statement should be in negative. So similarly, with the phrase no sooner, you have a rule that you have to choose the word connecting or connector word as than she fainted, not when she fainted. With no sooner, the sentence will be complete with than. Okay, with than only, not with when. It's a rule. Just like not only but also. Neither, nor. Either, or. Okay, certain pairs which match. Exactly same way. With no sooner, it should be than to complete the sentence. I'll give you another example. No sooner had the bell rung than the students ran out. Not that the students, but than the students ran out. So with than only, it would be a complete sentence. Okay, that's how the rules of grammar are. Okay, now next statement. At the very moment they were showing signs of growing nervousness, isn't it? So actually there is a it's not visible to you guys, but it's actually underlined, very dim, so that's why it's not visible to you. Isn't it part is underlined. So if this is to be substituted with one of the options, you have to choose that particular option, or else if there is no improvement required, you have to choose that last option, no improvement. Okay, so let us look at the sentence. At the very moment they were showing signs of growing nervousness, isn't it? Actually, what type of question is it? It's a question tag. Question tag. Okay, and what are the rules of question tags? Like when the statement is positive, the tag should be negative, and if the statement is negative, tag should be positive, and whatever is the verb given there in the statement, with that verb you need to form the tag question. For example, it's she did the job well. What is the verb or tense of the verb there, or verb there? She did the job well. So with this you have to form a tag. So the statement is positive, so you have to form a tag in negative. She did the job well. Using this, make it negative, and then you can make that tag, didn't she? So how will you make a tag for this? Didn't she? Okay, so with this you have made a tag question in negative since the statement was positive. Same way, at the very moment they were showing, they were, already a tense is given as were. Okay, that verb is given at the very moment they were showing signs of growing. So with this you have to make a tag, you have to use this, and since the statement is positive, you have to make a negative statement, a negative question tag. Okay, so with where, that means this tag is wrong, this question tag is wrong. You should have chosen this word to form the question tag. Okay, let us see if that is given as one of the options. See, wasn't it, weren't they? It's not it. See, at the very moment, they were, not it were. So they, weren't they? So this is the correct option, and this is the underlined item actually is wrong. So this is a wrong question tag added to the statement. It requires improvement, and how will you improve it? Using were, and to make it negative, you have to choose weren't they, not weren't it, because they is already given in the statement. Okay, I hope it's clear to you. Now next we have a passage. A passage is given to you, and you have to fill in the blanks with the help of the choices given. Okay, so last time also for the first model also I said sometimes like things are so clear and so visible or so easy that without even looking at the options, you can when you read that passage at a stretch, sometimes automatically you will be getting the words with which you can fill up the blanks without even looking into the options given to you. Okay, but don't try that luck every time. It is not compulsory that you will be lucky enough to get the options without even reading the options. Okay, now let us see. Let us see if we could do it without checking the options. No communication has ever provided so many people with as many range of new, as many, so many, as many range of new, as many. That's given as one of the options, so we can choose that. Okay, so if you get a word with which you can fill it up, and if you feel that okay, with that word it should have been filled up, and check the options to find whether that word which you have in your mind is given as one of the options or not. Okay, so right now without even checking the options, we tried it together, choosing a word of our own, and fortunately enough that word is given as one of the options. Okay, so no communication has ever provided so many people with as many range of new experiences. Okay, new privileges or experiences. We do not have that privileges, but experiences given is as one of the options, so definitely we can choose that. Range of new experiences as television has, without their homes, without leaving their homes, without leaving. See, without leaving their homes, that means sitting in our own homes we can experience this using or watching television. Okay, so without leaving their homes, that means people can experience these things without leaving their homes. People can one word is missing, I guess. People may know which government, let us see, take it that way. People may know, people can understand which government officials dash important functions. Okay, perform important functions, and see how people in dash lands look and live. Far out, far off lands, different places. The meaning of this phrase is different places. What about far out, by far? Far out actually it shows the extent. Okay, then by far means amount of something. Far and wide shows the stretch of land, not of people. So to denote people of different places, the proper phrase to be used is far off. Okay, so now with these words we can complete the passage. No communication has ever provided so many people with as many range of new experiences as television has. Without leaving their homes, people can know which government officials perform important functions and see how people in far off lands look and live. So now that makes it a sensible or logical passage. Okay. Now from questions 11 to 12, that means 2 questions given on the board. In the following questions, groups of 4 words are given. In each group, 1 word is correctly spelled. That means in these 2 questions only, one of the words had been printed with correct spelling, the rest have gone wrong. So you need to choose the one which has got the correct spelling. Okay. Misdemeanor is actually with DEMEANOUR. beginning with double N, chameleon with Leon. So maneuver is the correct one. Okay, misdemeanor means a small error that you commit. Okay, then chameleon, you know that creature. And what is maneuver? You have an idea about what maneuver is. It's just an account of something. So this is the correct spelling. Then irreparable. All these are the same words, but only one has got the correct spelling. Irreparable, something which cannot be repaired. Irreparable. So automatically you will connect it with the word repair, right? Obviously we will have the tendency to connect it with the spelling of repair, and many of you might have chosen the first option, irreparable, but that unfortunately is wrong. Irreparable is actually with this as a spelling, not P-A-I-R. So in the word repair we have P-A-I-R, but in the word irreparable actually there is no I, it should be I-R-R-E-P-A-R-A-B-L-E. Okay, so this is the correct option. Sometimes do not take it for granted. You may know the meaning, or you know the meaning and the spelling of the word repair, but when you change that word into irreparable, that spelling also changes. Okay. Now next is, in the following questions, out of 4 alternatives, choose the one which can be substituted for the given word or sentence. Or in short, you have to find out the one word of the following. Okay. A tank where fish or water plants are kept. So it's quite obvious, and majority of you, most of you know the answer. Okay. So it is aquarium. Okay, some people have aquarium in their house, okay, where fish or water plants are kept or stored. So aquarium is the correct option. A tank, okay, where fish or water plants are kept. It's aquarium. Remember, a tank-like structure is called aquarium. Sometimes you have fish in a fish bowl, a small globe-like bowl in which you keep the fish, okay, but that is not aquarium. Aquarium is actually a tank. It should have a tank-like structure. Okay. Now, avoiding wastage. That means you manage things in such a way that you should not, or you will not promote wastage, and you save. Okay, you save and you will not permit things to go waste. And what is that one word with which you can denote that particular meaning? Is it economic, minimal, economical, or optimational? Actually, there is no word like optimational that can be cancelled from our list. And we have economic, economical, minimal. Okay. Minimal actually is minimum use. Minimum use. Not preventing things from going waste. Economic is actually connected with economics, and the proper word to be chosen is economical. A person who is economical means the one who uses, consumes things in such a way that those things will not go waste. Okay, a tactful way that the things will not go waste. So economical is the word. See, always remember, even if these two words are similar, but meaning wise a huge difference is there. Economic is something connected with economic state, or economics is a branch of study. Economical is a word with which you denote this meaning, that you use the substances or items in such a way that you will not permit any wastage of it. Okay. Now next is sole right to make and sell some invention. See, a person has invented something, and he alone, or the right, the authority being given to that person who has invented the thing, and he alone or she alone will have the right to sell that invention of his, or to make a copy of it, a replica of it. Okay, so what is that term which you call that? Is it franchise? Franchise actually is the authority or the permission to carry out commercial things or business. Okay, so franchise is not our word. Then authorize is like you're appointing someone as an authority regarding something in a business. So authorize also is not the word to be chosen. Dealership, you know. Okay, purely business. Now patent is the exact word which means the same, like a person who has invented something and he alone. In the case of movies also, in film industry also, this is a term which we use in common, like a song which has been composed by a composer. He alone will have the right to sell that music to any musical company or to film production and or to make copies, or even sometimes you might have heard in film industry that in order to remix old songs, actually those old songs belong to some other composers, and if a new director, music director wants to remix any of those old songs, they have to get the permission from the original composer, because they alone have the patent to sell it or to make it new or whatever be that. Okay, so that term is called patent. Now next is you have idioms or phrases. The meanings are given. So in a debate, fortunately enough, we have been given a full sentence with which we can identify or we can guess it out from the context in which it is used. Okay. In a debate, no one is allowed to sit on the fence. Sit on the fence actually is an idiom, is an idiomatic phrase. Okay. So in a debate, no one is allowed to sit on the fence. Okay. Sit on the fence actually means you sit relaxed and totally not bothered about whatever is happening, and you totally become relaxed and you don't participate in anything, and you sit in such a way that as if the things going on there do not affect you. But see, in a debate, no one is allowed to sit on the fence. When a debate competition is going on, if it is conducted, the participants as well as the audience, they are not supposed to sit on the fence, means they cannot sit idle or they cannot relax while others speak, because they have to be vigilant enough to question it. In a debate is a kind of argument, isn't it? So how can you argue if you are a debater, and in order to find the points or food for your thought, what should be done? You have to be vigilant, and you can't sit and relax while others speak. In fact, you have to be very much cautious and you have to listen to those things very carefully. So you can't sit and relax, you can sit idly. Okay, so this is the meaning, to relax while others speak. You have to be very cautious, very careful, and you have to keep your ears open. Okay, now next is, he felt like a fish out of water in social gatherings. See, you know that some people, they do not want to be among groups, or they don't want to mingle with people. In fact, parties and such social gatherings, as far as possible, they try to keep themselves away from such gatherings because they are not comfortable. Okay, a person who does not mingle with others, who does not like social groups, who doesn't want to get socialized with people, if he or she is asked to go out in the public and to participate in a party, his condition will be exactly like the fish out of water. What happens to a fish when it is taken out of the water? It would be very uncomfortable. Okay, so exactly same way, he felt like a fish out of water means uncomfortable. Okay, now next is, the matter has been sorted out. The matter has been sorted out. See, this is very obvious. With the help of this example, it's very clear. When you have a serious discussion over something and finally you resolve or you solve the matter, that's what he calls sorted out. You have sorted out the matter comfortably well. Okay, so resolved is the exact meaning, and this, I guess, was very clear or very easy, because in our everyday speech also we use this term sorted out. To sort out something means to solve something, to resolve something. Okay, so resolved is the exact word which means to sort out something. Okay. In the following questions, now 19 to 22 questions, choose a word that is opposite in meaning to the given word. So you have to find out the antonyms or opposite to the words printed. Okay. Abandon. Abandon means what? To leave something. To discard something, to leave something. So what should be its opposite? Not to regain but to retain. Okay. A small difference is between regain and retain. Regain means what? You already had given up something, and after which with great struggle that you get it back. With struggle that you get it back. But retain means not to leave, you keep it with you. Abandon means you leave. And to keep with you, not to leave, that is the word retain. So retain is the exact word. So don't get confused between regain and regain means you have lost something and finally you get it back. So that is not the meaning. Abandon, to leave. Retain means not to leave. Okay, to not to leave. Now humble. Humble is a word which you know the meaning. A person who is very humble, a very like down to earth. Okay, very simple and humble. And what is the opposite? Not rich, powerful, strong, but haughty. See, humble means very down to earth person. Very simple and down to earth. Okay, not having any arrogance. But haughty means quite proud and arrogant. So that is the exact opposite of the word humble, haughty. H-A-U-G-H-T-Y. Okay. Now we have a passage based like next set of questions 21 to 25, all based on this particular passage. Okay. Very simple passage, almost like a story like stuff. Inside a local eatery, restaurant, on a recent night, I noticed a fat brown dot walking along the counter. What I thought as fat brown dot, as it ducked in and around the napkin holder, hid in a crack near the menu rack, then made a dash for a glass of ice water. It became clear that this was not an ordinary creature. This was a cockroach, the most enduring of all mankind's associates. Although my appetite was gone, the waitress was not even embarrassed, but she did become frustrated when she tried to kill it. So that is all about a cockroach in a restaurant. So you have read it, you have solved the questions. So why wasting time reading it again? Come straight to the questions. The fat brown dot in the first paragraph. See, where have we come across this? I noticed a fat brown dot. Okay. So what is that fat brown dot in this passage? According to this passage, is it a bug, the waiter who is being called a fat brown dot, a cockroach, or a fly? It's given clearly. See, it was actually not an ordinary creature. This was a cockroach. So it's given as the answer. Fat brown dot is actually a cockroach. Okay. Now again, the second question based on the same passage. The writer's response to the waitress' reaction was one of. So the writer's response, not the waitress's response or reaction. The writer's response to the waitress's reaction was one of. Was she angry? Was the writer angry? Was he or she? No. But not frustration or agitation or irritation, but it is surprise. Why? Because the waitress, the way she was not feeling embarrassed at the presence of this cockroach, that surprised the writer. Okay, so it is like surprise, not anger, frustration or agitation. Okay. Again, based on the question, at the end of the incident, the cockroach was dash. See, towards the end, second paragraph, towards the end, with a roll of newspaper in hand, she took a mighty swatted it away, tossed the paper, she thought it's dead, she tossed it into the dustbin. A few seconds later, here comes a cockroach walking out of the newspaper roll. That means, at the end of the incident, the cockroach was still alive. not dead, not eliminated, not unconscious, because it walked out of the newspaper roll. Okay. Next question, a local eatery. See on the top, the first paragraph, it starts with inside a local eatery, a local restaurant. So it's a restaurant which is being mentioned in the first paragraph as local eatery. The word creature in the phrase no ordinary creature in the first paragraph refers to what? Is it a reptile? Is it an insect, any insect, or an alien, or an organism? Actually, it is an organism. That our cockroach, it's an organism. Okay, so this is also very clear. So I guess those passage-based questions, all the questions were very simple, right? Now, given below are 4 jumbled sentences, and you have to choose the option that gives the correct order of these sentences. So these sentences are given in a jumbled way, and you have to rearrange it. Okay, in a shuffle way it's given on the board, you have to rearrange it to make it sensible. Okay, now the cafe is on. So obviously this is not the first part of the sentence with which we have to start. None of them also we can't start with that. Here you sip, so we can start with D. We can start with D. This cafe which has just opened in Tokyo is not for the faint-hearted. So 2 options start with D. So our answer will be either A or B. Okay, now let us see which statement should come next. This cafe which has just opened in Tokyo is not for the faint-hearted. And here, what about C? Here you sip your drink in the company of 35 snakes. Okay, so that makes a bit more sensible than this one. Okay, so this is our correct option. That means the statements are given in such a way that you have to rearrange it into DCBA, reverse order, so that you will get the correct answer. Okay, correct answer in the sense, correct way of arranging it. Next is, in the sentence, identify the segment which contains a grammatical error. We had to decline several orders in case that the production was held up due to labor strike. That means our sentence starts from here. This is our sentence, and you have to find out the part which has gone wrong. Okay, so where it has gone wrong. We had to decline several orders in case that the production was held up due to labor strike. See, the meaning of the statement is we had to stop the production of the thing abruptly because of the labor strike, and we could not take up new deals, and we had to decline, or we had to reject many orders. Okay, so we had to decline several orders in case that there does not make any sense. So the error is in that part, in case that, instead of in case that, because if you substitute this with because, it would make sensible. Now the statement is correct if you use because. We had to decline several orders because the production was held up due to labor strike. It was as simple as that. Okay, so the error is in the first option, in case that is not matching or not the phrase to be used there in that sentence. It would change the meaning, or it does not make the sentence logical if you use in case that. Okay, select the wrongly spelled word. Which word has got the wrong spelling? Callous, correct spelling. A kind of cruel attitude, callous behavior. Career, correct spelling. Carriage, correct spelling. Calendar, wrong spelling. Actually, Calender. Okay, so it's not Cala but E. So this is the wrong spelling. All right. Select the most appropriate meaning of the given idiom. At daggers drawn. See, the point is we had idiom based questions we discussed today itself, but there you had statements given to you. That means it was used in a statement so that you could identify the meaning from the context in which it is used. Okay, but here at daggers drawn, it's just the idiom given, not as a statement. So definitely you may not find the meaning so quickly, so easily, because in idiom we cannot go for the word by word meaning or literal meaning of the words. Okay, so at daggers drawn actually means to be in enmity with someone, and that too sharp enmity or too bitterly hostile, to become very much bitterly hostile or enemy. That is what you call at daggers drawn. Okay, so not deceiving or cheating someone, not friendly, that's just the opposite, without hope, bitterly hostile. See, when do you draw your daggers out? At the sight of your enemy. When you have extreme enmity towards a person whom you consider as your enemy, at the very sight of the person you take out your dagger. It's almost same meaning. Okay, so bitterly hostile is the answer. Select the word which means the same as the group of words. That means again you have to find out one word for this statement. A person, animal or plant much below the usual height. Okay, at particular levels of age you expect the height of things. It could be of animal or plant or person, and when they are below the required height, what do you call them? Creature? No. Witch or wizard has got no connection with the word but dwarf. You're familiar with this word, I guess. Dwarf means what? The person stunted in growth, stunted in height. Okay, so dwarf is the exact word. It was simple. Select the most appropriate option to substitute the underlined segment in the given sentence. Say this is the underlined part. Okay, no, may not be that visible to you guys. Now the thing is, if you park your car here, the traffic police has fined you. If you park somebody is giving a warning. Okay, somebody is being given a warning that if you park your car here, the traffic police will fine you, not has fined you. You have not yet parked your car here. Not that you already had been fined by the traffic police, but somebody is giving you a warning and advice that in case if you decide to park your car here, the traffic police will fine you, will impose fine upon you. Okay, so this must be substituted with will fine you. Okay. Select the most appropriate word to fill in the blank. Okay. His company has the dash of producing the best cricket balls in the country. It's very obvious. Reputation. His company has the reputation of producing, or he has a very reputed company because it sells the best cricket balls in the country. You try to match it with other options. His company has a brand of producing, no. Opinion of producing, no. Position of producing, no. But reputation. That good name or fame because it produces the best cricket ball. So it's famous, it's reputed. So reputation is the exact word with which you can fill this up. Select the antonym of the given word, opposite of the given word. Scarce, seldom, scanty, few, plentiful. Scarce means little or very less in amount. So obviously you have to choose the antonym, that means opposite, not synonyms. Actually like scanty, few, seldom, these could be taken as the synonyms for scarce, not antonyms, not opposites. And only one is given as antonym, and that is plentiful. Scarce means very less in amount, very little, and plentiful means just the opposite, large in amount. Okay. much or enough, more than enough in amount. Now next 34 to 38, next set of questions we have. In the following passage, some words have been deleted. Fill in the blanks with the help of the alternatives given. Select the most appropriate option for each blank. That means it is given as a passage and you have to find out the words with which these blanks could be filled up. Let us try it without using the options. Seoul city government is asking people for help to correct poorly translated street signs with prizes on offer for those who spot. For those who spot. Those. It's already given. For those who spot the most errors. It's running a 2-week campaign. A program. A 2-week program. A 2-week campaign. A 2-week. Not an or 1 2-week or the 2-week, but a 2-week. It's a program which is of the duration 2-week. 2-week campaign calling on Koreans and foreigners dash to keep their eyes peeled for. Okay. Foreigners, say 2-week campaign calling on Koreans and foreigners alike. Okay, both. That means it's not restricted to Koreans alone. It's not restricted to other foreigners, but I mean anyone, be it Koreans or be it foreigners, not Koreans. Everyone is given a chance. So alike. Okay. So alike is the word to keep their eyes peeled for mistakes in English, Japanese and Chinese texts. Mistakes. Let us see if they, mistakes. Mistakes in English, Japanese and Chinese text, the Korea Times reports. There is a dash focus on public transport, particularly the focus is on. So, particular focus, see. There is a particular focus on public transport signs, maps and information signs at historic sites as part of a drive to improve the experience of foreign tourists in the South Korean capital. See, that means the people were asked to find out errors or mistakes, particularly on public transport signs, because these are the things required or which would help foreign tourists. Okay. Select the synonym or similar in meaning of the given word chronic. What is the meaning of the word chronic? So, only if you know the meaning of the given word, you will be able to find it out. Chronic, actually, very often we use it in connection with diseases, okay, which are persistent. I have given you the meaning indirectly, okay. The thing which lasts or continues or recurs very often or every now and then, you call it as chronic. Okay, sometimes fever or cold. Sometimes in the case of some people, fever or cold, is persistent or it goes on for long duration every now and then, like the person is affected by fever or cold. Okay, so that state is called chronic and the synonym for that is persistent, continuing, okay, or recurring at regular intervals. Select the most appropriate word to fill in the blank. Around 60 bands and colourful dash took part in the Notting Hill Carnival. Obviously, costumes. Colourful costumes. Actually, it's a carnival, right? See, if you read the whole sentence, the clue is given in the sentence itself. It's a carnival, it's a festival. So, definitely, people, it's not ordinary clothing or apparels or dressing, ordinary dressing, but it would be costumes, colourful costumes. That means around 60 bands, 60 groups in colourful costumes took part. It's a competition also, definitely they will have their costumes, okay. Not just clothings, apparels or, see, ordinary way of dressing up is what you call clothings, apparels or dressing. These are synonyms. Costumes is what you require for this particular statement, okay. Given below are 4 jumbled sentences. Select the option that gives their correct order. Again, jumbled sentences, rearrange it into its proper order. Okay. An environment group performed a necropsy on the animal and found about 40 kilograms of plastic. So, we cannot start with A. Okay. What about B? 4.7 meter long whale died on Saturday in Philippines where it was stranded. So obviously we can start with B. Okay, so two options started with B, A and B. So these cannot be taken. So we have to choose between A and B. Okay, and what is next? B, A. Both started with B and the next is A option. See, both A options. So definitely the second statement should be this one. An environmental group performed a necropsy on the animal and found about 40 kilograms of plastic including grocery bags and rice sacks. Okay, so B, A. Now, next is C, D. What is C? It's very disgusting and heartbreaking. He said. What about D? The animal died from starvation and was unable. So obviously, it would make sense if you choose this first before C. So B, A, D, C, not B, A, C, D. So the option which is correct is B, A, D, C. Okay, so this is the exact order in which you have to rearrange these sentences. Select the wrongly spelled word. One of the spellings or one of the words has got wrong spelling. You have to find out which particular word has got the wrong spelling. Okay. Exploit, explode, explicit, expire. Everything starts with EX. Okay. So exploit, actually this is a wrong spelling. Why? Because exploit does not have E at the end. So if you rub this off the final E, this also will become a correct spelling. So the error is in the first option, exploit. All other words are with correct spelling. Explode, to explosion, to explode. Then explicit means to describe something very clearly, very vividly. Explicit, giving a very clear explanation. Expire, you know, expiry, expire. Okay, that duration or deadline. Select the antonym or opposite of the given word. Expansion. You need to find out the, not synonym but antonym, meaning opposite. Expansion. Expansion, opposite. Extension also means expansion. You expand something means you extend something. You make something big. Extension is to make something big. So extension actually is a synonym and we are asked to find out antonym, not synonym. Okay, then inflation also is somewhat enlarging something. Then compression, augmentation. Actually, compression is the exact word which is opposite meaning of expansion. You expand something, you make something big, and the opposite is you compress something, you make something small. Otherwise, A, B and C, D similar in meaning, or it could be taken as synonyms for the word expansion. Okay. Select the word which means the same as the group of words given or giving one word, finding out one word. A student who idly or without excuse absents himself or herself from school. Most of you also at least once in a while might have tried this trick that without any particular reason you choose to be absent. Without any particular reason. Okay, like simply when you woke up this morning, you do not feel like going to school, but not for any particular reason. So without giving any solid reason, if you choose to be absent from the school, that student, you can label that student with a particular term. Okay, is it vagrant, itinerant, migrants? Actually, vagrant, itinerant, migrant, these are the terms which means like traveling from places. Okay, traveling, or it's all connected with traveling. Truant is exactly, I guess you might not be familiar with this term. Some of you might have heard this term before, but this is exactly, so next time when you absent yourself from school for no particular reason, that means you have become a truant or you are a truant. That means truant is exactly the student who simply because he doesn't want, would absent himself or herself from school for the day. Okay. Select the correct active form of the given sentence. You have to find out the active form, active, passive. Last time also for the first model exam with examples, it was clear how to convert active into passive or passive into active. Okay. Every passing vehicle was being thoroughly checked by the guards. Okay. Now, see, they were, I'm just giving you another example, they were writing notes. They were writing notes. So, this is actually active voice. Why? Because we have subject, even if the subject is not specified, we have subject, we have the action word which means past continuous, then we have object. So, we have subject, we have verb, we have object. And here subject is given importance. So, to make it passive, how will you make it passive without changing the meaning and without changing the tense? You can start with notes. Notes, and here past continuous. So, make it in past continuous itself. Notes were being written, full stop. By them is optional. If you want, you can add. Okay. So, notes, now that notes become subject, notes were plural, notes plural, were being written. If you want, you can put a full stop after this. You do not have to add this by them, because if you have a particular, if you know for sure who exactly had written the notes, you can add, or else if you want, you can add by them. That is completely optional. Okay, this is how you make active into passive. But here passive is already given, you have to find out the active of it. Okay. Every passing vehicle was being thoroughly checked by the guards. Okay. So, how will you make it active? By making this as a subject. The guards. That means you have to start with the guards. The guards was being thoroughly checked means past continuous. So, the guards were checking thoroughly every passing vehicle. So, the guards were thoroughly checking every passing vehicle. So, this is the correct option. The guards were thoroughly checking every passing vehicle. Okay. See, you have converted it into passive. Every passing vehicles were being thoroughly checked by the guards. See, every passing vehicle was being. If it is vehicles, were being. Okay. So, this is the correct option. You are given passive voice, you have to change it into active. Select the correct passive form. Now, active is given, you have to find out the passive. Okay. Do not buy medicines without the doctor's prescription. It's actually an advice, a piece of advice, isn't it? So, do not buy medicines without the doctor's prescriptions. That means we should not buy medicines without any doctor's prescription. So, medicines should not be bought without the doctor's prescription. Medicines, do we have that option? Medicines could not be, no, it's not could not be, but need not be, but it should be the third option. Medicines should not be bought without the doctor's prescription. It's a piece of advice. So, for advice, to give advice, we use the term should not, should or should not. Okay. Select the most appropriate meaning of the given idiom. Again, you are given an idiom separately, not in the form of a sentence. So, you have to study a few idioms. See, not very common idioms, but rare idioms. You do one thing next time when you read a novel or when you read a book where you come across idioms which you have not heard before, you make a note of that, or else when you have free time, you make a list of some idioms which are found very rare. Okay, so that you can understand the meaning not necessary that you always will be given a sentence where the idiom is being used. Instead, separately also it could be given. Okay, that is where you have the trouble. To play ducks and drakes. To play ducks and drakes is not to change places or to act cleverly or to be friendly, but to use something very recklessly. Okay, to use something very recklessly, that is what you call to play ducks and drakes. See how you got this meaning, like there is no clue given, right? Even after that, this is the meaning, and that surprised everyone. So definitely you need to like find out a few or make a list of a few idioms which are very rare, not very common. Okay. In the sentence, identify the segment which contains a grammatical error. Cyclone Idai killed at least 157 people in Zimbabwe and Mozambique, although it tore across southern. So, obviously, although it tore, although does not fit into the sentence. See, Cyclone Idai killed at least 157 people in Zimbabwe and Mozambique as it tore across southern Africa. As would make a bit more sensible, not although. Okay, although means even if. So, even if is the word, although is a word which does not fit into this context. So, this is where the sentence has gone wrong. So, this word should be substituted with as. Only then the sentence will be correct. Okay. Select the antonym or opposite of the given word. Here also you have a small confusion, I know. Curse, pressurize, cajole, leave, enchant. Actually, curse means to persuade someone, and here we have two words, to pressurize someone or to cajole someone, quite similar in meaning. Okay, but there is a huge difference. Coerce means you forcefully persuade someone to do something. Okay, you threaten someone, or by force. Okay, either by threatening or else by by exerting physical force, that you force or persuade someone to do something for you. That is what you call coerce. And pressurize and cajole, the difference is actually in both the cases you persuade someone to do something for you. But the difference is that you pressurize something means you forcefully make someone to do something for you, exactly the meaning of coerce. But to cajole someone, to persuade someone to do something for you by bribing or by means of flattery. Use some sugar-coated words, you impress the person with your clever tongue, with your speech, and that is how you persuade the person to do a favor upon you. That is to cajole. Okay, but coerce means you forcefully make someone to do something for you by exerting physical pressure or by threatening someone, and that exactly is pressurizing someone, not cajoling. Okay, so that is the difference between the two. In both the cases you persuade, but here lies the difference. Okay. Now last is, select the most appropriate option to substitute the underlined segment in the given sentence. If there is no substitution required, select no improvement. The workers of this textile factory demand higher wages for a long time. Demand higher. This part, if it requires any correction, you need to. The workers of this textile factory, in order to get a substitute, you have to carefully analyze the whole structure. The workers of this textile factory demand higher wages for a long time. It shows a particular duration, right? For you do something for a long time. So what tense is used there? You have to use either present perfect continuous or past perfect continuous. So the workers of this textile factory demand higher wages means what? Simple present tense. Simple present tense cannot be used for a duration of time. For duration of time, you have to use present perfect continuous or past perfect continuous. So where do we have this present perfect continuous? Have been demanding. So it should be like this: the workers of this textile factory have been demanding higher wages for a long time. So you are asked to make changes here. So with the help of the last part of the sentence, you should know that since it shows a period of time, the verb here, demand, cannot be in simple present tense. It should be in present perfect continuous tense, which is have been demanding. So this is the correct option. Okay. So I guess it's clear to you. So with that, we come to the end of this discussion session. And very soon you will have the third model exam for CUET, and that time we will discuss more questions of same type or another type. So as I said, be careful about the use of idioms, especially when those idioms are given individually. Okay. So for the next exam, I guess you will get better scores. Okay. For this exam also, many of you might have scored good marks, but along with that, some errors somewhere. So next time you can try your luck with better score. So thank you very much. Till then, take care. Bye.